Hey guys, Shutters and Triggers here, coming at you with a full-on tabletop knife review of the Chris Reeves Umnumzaan. Um, for those of you guys that may or may not be familiar with the Chris Reeves lineup, this is his slightly more tactical styled folder with titanium handles, a liner, or not, I'm sorry, frame lock, and he has a kind of a ceramic ball detent in here. The pivot system's designed a little bit differently than the Sabenzas, and the blade is a little more aggressively cut. But I bought this knife, I don't know, about a month ago, and I've been carrying it quite a bit, and it's freaking awesome. I felt like it was kind of time to do a full-on review of this, especially with Nutton's video that just came out and kind of the controversy that that's causing in the knife world right now. So I'm gonna do some cut tests and kind of talk about what I think of it as I've been carrying it and whatnot. But I should say right away, this is a left-handed version. That's why everything's gonna look backwards. So I am a lefty, and this is a left-handed version. So there you go. All right, well, let's do some cut tests first off. Okay, the first cut test I'm going to do is a cardboard slice test. And this might be a little awkward for me because I'm working around the tripod here, but it is worth pointing out that I have not sharpened this knife since I bought it, or since it came to me, really. It has S35 VN, and it has held an edge. I mean, it is still sticky sharp on the edge. So this is from the factory after having been EDC'd and used quite a bit. So I'm just going to kind of break this box down for you. This is just push cutting cardboard here against the kind of the internal frame. I was saving this box in hopes that I might like do a knife trade and be shipping this out, but I guess not. Let me get another good piece here to slice up. So as you can see, it's a good little slicer. Granted, this cardboard is not the easiest thing to cut, but you can see it does not take an enormous amount of effort for it to slice right through, and even push cut to some degree. See? Just multiple slice after multiple slice. And keep in mind, like I said earlier, this knife has been used and used to open a lot of boxes already, so it's cut more cardboard than you're seeing. This is not this is a factory edge, but it's not like, it's not like it hasn't cut anything, so. So, anyways, I think you guys get the point. Very good at the cardboard slice. So, kind of, let's see, what do I have here that I can slice up? Hang on. Alright guys, so we're just going to do a food slicing demo. Apple, Umnumzaan, and you can see that it will cut and prepare food quite well. It has a great blade shape for this kind of work. And I've used it for this purpose quite a bit, and it will still, I mean, even with the edge damage from all that cardboard cutting, it will still cut an apple quite well. So still very much an EDC edge on there, and you can see, I mean, it's just like it'll chop quite well. So there you go. Food slice test. I'm going to do one more and then we'll be done. I'm going to eat this first, so I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, Well, I decided we'll just stay out here because I actually really like the light here. But my final test, and I'm kind of open for suggestions about what you guys want to see in terms of cut tests. Because I tried to pick like tasks that we use every day, like things that I use my knife for daily. You know, we all are going to do it a little bit differently, but you know, I want to do stuff that's going to help you guys out. So I'm going to do a wire wrap test or a wire tie cut test. No big deal. We'll almost slice all the way through in that little draw slice. Let's try it again here. It won't get all the way through. It's probably just the blades kind of getting dull. Let's try it with the tip there. There we go. Ugh. It gives you a lot of belly. If you watch kind of that blade cutting motion. I mean, these are hard plastic wire ties, and I can slice right down and cut little pieces off. Like, it's got a good slicer blade shape to it. So let me open up a little bit here. Let's see, what else can I say about this knife? Ergonomically, easy to close one-handed. It's not overly big. It fits in the hand really nice. It opens well. Now the problem is these knives are handed dominant. So this one's a left-handed. If a righty has it, there's no way. You can't get in there. It's not recessed at all. The left-hander is. In a way, that's kind of cool because in a world where everything is right-hand dominant, I like having a knife that's not. So when I hand it to my friends, they can't get it open. But that's a personal thing. But if you just, you bury your thumb against that stud there and you just give it a good flick, it'll open right up. Very solid construction. There's no blade play whatsoever. Not that you would expect it from Chris Reeves. It's got a very aesthetic kind of, I don't know, kind of swedge or something like that going on. This is almost sharp. This is not sharp, but like, it's almost sharp. I mean, that would cut if you put enough force behind it. But let's see what else. You can see these are a proprietary pivot system. It takes a tool to get this undone. A lot of people don't like that. Doesn't really bother me. This is marketed as a glass breaker, and I've seen some videos where people have used it as that, and it has some usability there, I guess. I don't really know. Single spacer. So there's a really good handle to blade ratio. Like, you've got a lot of blade there for the size of the handle. It feels really good. I mean, you've got this jimping here is very functional, and this acts as sort of a faux choil, but it really locks into your hand. So, and then this is kind of interesting. You can see along the, let's see if I can focus any closer. You can see along the thumb stud there, that little O-ring, that's a polyurethane O-ring that acts as a cushion for the stop pin. So when you open it up, see if you can hear, like, okay, if I was to flip it open, you can hear this. That was very audible, but if you just open it slowly, it doesn't snap into place like most knives do. So they're coming now, and they have the lock bar stabilizers that Hinderer and everybody else uses, but this one was early enough that didn't. Here is a negative about these titanium knives. See all the scratching on the pocket clip? Now, this is going to be a user, so that doesn't bother me, but that's something to keep in mind if you intend on carrying it, is it's going to get scratched up. They retain their value either way, for the most part, but that will happen. So, the ultimate question. Do I think this knife is worth $425, which is what I paid for it? Yes, I do. Is it a douche knife that Nut and Fancy titled the Sebenza as? No, it's not. In the same way that any fine instrument that you prefer to collect doesn't make you a douche necessarily. He kind of pissed me off with that. But it is something quality, and it's collectible. Do I think that The performance warrants the price? Probably not, but the history of the brand and just kind of the beauty of the knife and you know what it means to a knife collector to have a Chris Reeves and what Chris Reeves stands for to the knife world is worth the price. And it's something to add to your collection. I'm not going to be buying a bunch of these, and I'm not going to really like hammer on this knife out in the field, but it is a quality knife, and it's made and sold by a company that really stands behind their product. I talk about this little scuffing. If you send this into Chris Reeves and give it the spa treatment, all this goes away. They'll sharpen the blade up for you. They'll take it apart. They'll oil it. They'll work on the detent and the lockup. They're just quality. They don't come from the factory busted. So they always come squared away. So I have found in my experience for this to be a very quality knife, and I do think it is worth I would think it's worth the money if you want it. If you don't want it, it's not worth the money. But if it's something that you want, it's worth what you're going to pay for. So, but my favorite feature I haven't gone over yet, and that is the best designed pocket clip in the knife market. And that comes from this double hump here. And what that allows you to do is this goes over your pocket, that goes over the seam and holds the knife very securely. Let me kind of recompose and I'll show you how that works. Alright guys, well you'll see as you go to clip it into your pocket, the first kind of indentation on the clip goes over the seam and holds a tension against the fabric so to hold the knife in place. But then that second hump goes over the seam and holds the knife there. So when you go to extract this from your pocket, you feel two like releases. One is the initial indentation on the clip, and the other is the second, and that holds it very secure. And I'll tell you, in a $400 knife, I want to know that it's going to stay in my pocket, and this clip really allows me to feel that. So I think that's it, guys. Kind of gave you my thoughts on the Chris Reeves, and kind of told you what I think about it and whether I think it's worth it. Went over the features that I like. So if there's anything else you want to see, or if you want to know anything else about the knife, just let me know. Shutters and triggers. Out of here.